welcome to the very first episode of Theme Park at Home.
Yeah. I'm Jeff, and he's Kevin.
I am Kevin,
and we've
indeed.
known each other for quite a long time.
Yes.
Worked on a lot of theme park projects together.
And Theme Park at Home is what it sounds like. For day jobs, we build themed attractions at museums, science centers, casinos, and theme parks. But for the past 15 years, Jeff's been doing these private events at his house that go way beyond a party that any sane person would do, and they use components of theme parks.
Well, yeah, we want to do something fun and different for our friends. And you're right, there's so much more than that, really.
Right. It started off small, and we've been getting gradually more and more elaborate and using more and more of the technology, and many more people to join the crew. And the point here is to share this with all of you. We're starting to build one right now, and we are going to
Yeah.
show you the progress. We also want to show you the past projects, how long they took, and projects you can do yourself. We might take a look at other people's backyard projects and interview our friends in the theme park industry.
Yeah, but really, you want to see your theme park in your backyard.
Yes, that's
So
what
we're
we're
going to do
doing.
that.
So you get a theme park in your backyard. So we're going to be using this word a lot. What is theming, and what makes a theme park different from, say, an amusement park?
Well, theming is picking a style or a way of looking at things, matching a certain idea. It could be a fantasy idea, like matching a story, or it's basically what you would do in a movie, or matching a historical time period, and just in general. It's basically a lot more immersive.
Oh, okay. And so what is immersive?
Well, we really try to add everything we can possibly add to make your senses feel like you're really there, basically, whether the theme is real historical theme or not. Historically, there were amusement parks that had Ferris wheels and roller coasters and maybe like a Carnival Midway. And then Walt Disney came along and brought together things like lands and dark rides, life actors and character. He extended his films into reality.
So, to use a Southern California example, I think of Six Flags Magic Mountain as a modern day amusement park. And you could have a roller coaster named, they used to have one called Ninja, and it had some minor theming, but nobody felt like they were actually in Japan.
Right. Well, it's still a lot of fun, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But theme parks spur your imagination quite a bit more, and we really want to push that past that.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what we're getting at is there are limits to what they can do with theme parks. What can't you do at a regular theme park, and how are they not as immersive as they could be?
Well, one thing you can't do is go dressed as a character. He definitely won't let you do that.
I know someone who tried that. So the point here is role playing. At our events, you're actually strongly encouraged to dress the part. Talk like a pirate or whatever. It's role playing. So what else?
Well, the time through the actual theme park experience is usually pretty short. How long is a dark ride? It's like 5 minutes or so, which is done for economical reasons.
And they're always trying to get that shorter, get people through faster.
Right. It's actually called throughput.
Hmm.
No matter how high tech the ride is, though, you're still talking about a kid sitting in a cart with sneakers and street clothes on.
Right. And so these kinds of things, they spoil the mood. It kind of adds up. So
Yeah, they
what
do.
else is different from what we do?
Well, there's a lot of things that are different. It's all in the details. We, for example, don't have any plastic forks
Hmm.
like you would find at a theme park. We used real silver for the Gold Rush party in 2018, and we used military utensils and airplane trays actually at the Zombie Party in 2010.
Details.
Details.
We pay attention to details that theme parks couldn't possibly pay attention to.
Yeah. Disney and Universal are working on these sorts of things, but you can't build your own theme park, or can you?
Well, that's what we're getting at. I think we can.
Right.
Um, there's a game called Theme Park Tycoon, but that's not the same thing. We really do it. Is there anything else?
Well, there are lots of things, but we always try to build in at least one surprise that the guests aren't expecting when they arrive, so that makes it even better. And I've got to tell you that seeing the guest faces when they arrive is priceless. They just don't know what's going on.
It,
And one other thing I wanted to mention is that I know we call our events parties, but they're actually not really in the way that most people used to thinking them, which is like 20-year-olds and booze and dancing and staying up late at night. I mean, those are fun. I remember those, but that's just not what we do. So we try to call them events, not parties, although I still call them parties.
yeah, there's a surprise in every one of these, and it's usually a matter of scale, something you wouldn't expect to see at someone's house, and it's kind of disconcerting how much effort goes into these.
Yeah.
They give you a funny feeling. It's very like time travel or something. It's like going to a different place and time, and being a different person if you want, and you can feel more a part of it.
Yeah, that's true. And it seems like every time we've gone more and more in that direction for the each event.
So, this is not a business, is it?
No, I do have businesses that provide products and services to the industry, but we're talking about here are private invitation only events. We do charge something to attend, and sometimes people donate to help out. But really, the goal here is not to make money, but just to have fun.
And we have fun.
We do indeed.
So, let's introduce ourselves. What
Okay.
exactly do you do in the industry, in the theme park industry?
Well, let's see. I've been in theme parks since 1994. And basically, I work in show control, which is the discipline that puts everything together. So other people work on the audio and the video and the lighting and the animation if there is any, and the ride control if there is any. And the show control puts all of that together so that you have one seamless show that looks like it's one piece, basically. And I started my own company when I was 27, so that was quite a long time ago now. And as I said, I have a products company. I have another two companies since then, a service company and a film company, which we're using right now, actually. Um, so, how about you? We've known each other since about 1999.
Yeah, something like that. I think I've been in the theme park and themed entertainment industry since about 1996, and I have a varied background from being a musician and writing music, an audio technician, a sound designer. That happened basically before I got involved in themed entertainment, and I came over and started working on those things in this field as opposed to directly in film and television, and then got into more video stuff and ended up specializing. Well, it's actually, I don't know if it's really specializing. It's kind of a broad area between being creative and being technical. So, worked on many, many theme park projects for a few different companies and then went on my own in 2007 as a freelancer. Um, and my interest in this kind of thing goes back to my childhood, from when my father would make, I guess you would call them little themed attractions in our yard, and all the neighborhood kids and my family and cousins would come over, and they still talk about it. So I guess you might say it's in the family. And he was a musician who played at Disneyland back in the '60s.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
uh,
For
so
me,
there's more to us, though. It's not just us.
right, right. That's true. So the crew, our crew is a big deal. We have crew and volunteers. A lot of people are committed now to doing a lot of things. We started out way back when, just doing things by myself. By the time I got to the zombie party in 2010, I had a few friends helping. More recently, here in the Oscars party in 2016, I had just two people helping, besides my wife, Lily. And in Mardi Gras, we had more people, a few more people help. And Brian Darling got involved. And then by the next one, which was the Gold Rush party in 2018, we had 12 people total. Now we've got even more already.
And you
Yeah.
mentioned Lily, an integral part of the team. So,
Yeah,
so
yeah, she obviously being my wife. Um, I remember when we first got married. Before we got married, we talked about getting married and planning it. And I said, "Hey, I can do that. I can plan the wedding." And she kind of looked at me funny, and I said, "No, really, I'm good at event planning." And she said, "Yeah, sure." But she let me do it, and now she understands. Yeah, that wasn't hard at all, not even a little bit. Um, but yeah, it's a lot
so
of fun.
so we'll be meeting Lily and the rest of the crew in upcoming episodes. We're just starting off here and introducing ourselves.
Right.
Um,
You'll see her and other people, and we'll be interviewing other people and our crew and so on. So yeah,
so what do
good
we got
stuff.
coming up? What's coming up in the future here this year?
Well, got two things we're working on, but first let's go through all the different stuff that we have
Okay.
done in the past. So I started out in 2000, well, actually 1999, working on the Riverton Cemetery haunted house.
Oh yes.
So yeah, the haunted houses is always something that inspired me as well, since I was a kid.
And
And
that's pretty elaborate. Riverton Cemetery is a big deal.
yeah, it really was. We had a huge budget and 130 actors and cast and crew total. Yeah, it was really big.
Wow.
So that's the first time I think that I thought that I could start working on something like this myself. I don't think we'll ever have 130 crew, but yeah, that's what started it out. And actually, I think, to be honest, I was inspired by the 70s Westworld
Oh yeah.
movie. I thought just having that level of immersion that you couldn't get at Disneyland and something was really neat, and especially because they had the different lands, so you could do different
Right.
types of experiences. Um, so the we had 2009. We had a Alice in Wonderland goth unbirthday party for my daughter's sweet 16 that I had all her friends come over and we did that. And that still falls under the category of party. But then the zombie party in 2010, that was really a big deal and really was themed to the max.
And when you say it was themed,
2016,
if you don't mind me
pardon?
asking, if you don't mind me asking you a question about that, about the zombie party, it was themed,
Sure.
and it also had like a lot of people will think of theming like decorations. Like a lot of people's conventional parties, they think they're going to do the extra mile. They go to the party store and they get some streamers or a mannequin or something to stick it in the corner, and that's theming. So this party had a lot of technology that you ordinarily use uh, in your line of work. So can you
Right.
briefly describe what was involved in that party technically? Other examples of theming?
Oh gosh. There's just so many things.
Had video.
We staged a crashed car that
Oh,
had a fake radiator that had popped, which was just a smoke machine with sound effect of a radiator hissing. We had shotguns that had wireless triggers from them that made real shotgun sound effects really loud at the guests who were zombies. Um, what else did we do? We had a wall around the whole place that like the compound, so you couldn't see over it. But I had speakers on the other side of zombies moaning, so it was on a loop that was constant and would just keep playing, and it was just really depressing to constantly hear moaning
so
outside
this
where
was
you're.
at your house, and you built
Yeah,
something around it, and you had these sound effects and this whole, walk-in technology thing with, I think you mentioned before, you had a flame effect and other stuff like that outside. So this was a
Right,
big
several
deal.
flame effects,
Yeah, several flame effects.
burning tires.
Uh, so
Yeah.
this isn't your average party. No.
No, we made a mold from one of my daughters out of plaster of Paris, and then sealed it with food grade silicon, and then filled it full of food. And so all the guests got to eat food out of the character. Yeah,
So very creative ideas, and that's another thing about this is that the two of us often are doing very technical things, and we get a chance, at these parties to take the reins, as it were, and be kind of nuts and do some creative things and come up with our own ideas. Um,
right,
as do the people who work with this crew has an idea, and they're willing to put the effort into it. They have an exhibit at the attraction. So, okay, there was that one, the zombie party. I'm sorry to interrupt you. So, what
no, it's
else?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, then we had the Oscars party here. I had moved down to Burbank. So, yeah, we had the Oscars VIP party, and we had guests come down red carpet, and had paparazzi flashing photos at them, and really made them feel like they were included involved. And that's just what we're trying to do. So, what else did we do? Then we had the Mardi Gras party the next year in 2017, and it was a little bit smaller, a little bit less theming. And that's the first one that you worked on. We
that's
had
right.
the facade with windows in it that had some people dancing behind the band.
Right. So there was some video effects in there that looked like windows, and we kind of went that way with a later party. But I would say from the photographs that I've seen of this party that the food was actually a big part of the theming. Food and beverage has shown up
Yeah,
in these parties as being authentic to whatever period or theme that we're trying to put across.
right. It doesn't hurt that Lily and I both like to cook,
Yeah, the
and
food's
so
great. Let
we
me just tell you.
flew crawfish in from Louisiana live, actually,
They
on
flew
that
in
one.
live crawfish.
Yeah, among other things. Yeah,
Yeah.
she made muffalettas. Oh, it was just great. Yeah, we made our own hurricanes too. We actually went to New Orleans a few weeks earlier, and spent a long time trying to find the exact hurricane mix that we liked. And after about 10 of them, couldn't remember which one it was I liked best.
I got to
But we
start
finally
over.
remembered, and I was able to recreate it.
At that point, you have to start over because it's already morning
Yeah,
anyway.
right.
Yeah.
We had a few days to start over every time. Yeah. So after that, then we had the Gold Rush party and
That was a
event,
big one.
and that one, yeah, you were involved full fledged in that one,
Yep.
and that's our biggest yet. And our first time, we didn't tell our guests that we actually had a ride that goes around the whole house. It's a dark ride. And true to form, we built it just like you really would in a real theme park with zones, and each vehicle can go into a zone and stop at the station while the other ones are still going,
Three
and
vehicles on the
load and
same
unload
track.
people.
They can't run
Yes,
into
on
each
one
other.
track,
Yeah.
right?
So it was had a regular operator control console and the whole 9 yards, and very
Yeah,
well
the
done,
whole
and it
nine
worked.
yards.
Yeah. Well, we're going to show
Yeah,
you
one that,
a lot of details about how it was made that you may not know about, and you can learn a lot about the kind of work that we do.
right, because you want to build a ride in your backyard too, don't you? We know you
Well,
do.
you definitely
I
want to
did.
train around your house because who doesn't want that? I mean, I wanted that when I was a little kid. That was
Right.
one of my inspirations. Went through this whole project on the Gold Rush party without really registering what I was doing. It's like, oh yeah, no wonder I'm spending so much time on this. This is really what I want. Train around the house. Um,
Yeah, I had some people say I should leave it there all the
oh, I think
time,
that was
which
me.
uh,
so
yeah, a few other people too.
so we'll show you more on that.
We sure will.
Uh,
And then we
as
have what we're doing up and coming that you originally asked,
right,
right? Which is the Prohibition and Speakeasy event.
okay.
Yay! Yeah, later
19
this year after the summer.
later this year, 1927.
Right, 1927, Chicago. And we're going to be doing a whole bunch of things. And what's really cool for you guys is we're going to take you through each step a phase of the project as if it was a real theme park project, meaning that we give names to each of these phases when you work on a theme park project: concept, design, build, and so on. And we'll go through them. Although we've moved past concept into design at the moment with this one, we'll go back and share what we did for the concepts, and just keep you updated as we go through each one of those things. And we're working on another one after that as well. And that one is a space party, if you want to call it that, space event.
One project at
And
a time is not enough. We need more than
right,
one project at a time.
right.
So,
Well, this one's going to be really, really hard.
yes.
It's a lot harder than anything we've done before. Um, and the thing is just like we've been saying, we really want to make it immersive. So the Gold Rush party, we facaded the house so that you couldn't see the house if you were standing in front of the facades. You could if you looked at the neighbors' houses in other directions. For the Prohibition party, we're building a two-story building out in back and a one-story in front. And so when you're inside the buildings, you won't be able to see much outside of that, but you will a little bit. But when we get to this space event, you won't be able to tell anything is not exactly the way it looks, feels, tastes, touches, smells,
Don't give it
except
away.
for possibly gravity.
Yeah, some surprises. We haven't got the
Yes,
gravity thing figured out yet, but we're working on it. Um,
right. If we do, I'm going to inform NASA.
yeah, get it patented first. Uh,
Right.
so
And so that's what we're doing.
that sounds pretty exciting. So we're, as Jeff mentioned, we're just kind of right now in what you might call preliminary design phase or conceptual phase. We're working on the design. We haven't approved it yet. It's probably going to
Right.
be sort of a committee that involves Jeff's lovely wife Lily quite a bit. We have to get approval from the boss. So
Right.
we're going to, flesh out the ideas and then run them up the flagpole. But we can show a brief snippet here. This is, we have somebody working on this already. His name's Trevor. He's one of the new crew member, and he is using UE5, Unreal Engine 5. And how would you describe this, Jeff? This is a simulator.
It's a simulator ride that we're going to have. And so we're sort of spoiling it for those of you who are following along. Hopefully, no one that's going will be watching this. But
Well, there's
yes,
a tension between that. We want to keep things secret, but we also want to, show what we're doing and bring people in
right.
for the fun of this channel. So we're going to show you a little bit right now um, of
This is
what
a
he's.
simulator ride. This is the out the window view of the simulator ride. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, here we go. Well, there's a gun involved.
There sure is. Definite first person shooter.
So right now, Trevor is destroying a beautiful uh, cafe on the street here in Chicago in 1927.
No people in it.
Yeah, there's no people in it yet. So it's just a silly thing that he's working on. Um, I suppose I could show. Okay, yes, you drive around, obviously. So right now it looks like it's just shooting. Um,
I don't think it's going to feel silly when you're sitting in it. That's what I
yeah.
think.
So there you go. So that's amazing. We're just totally amazed at his work.
Yeah,
Right on, Trevor.
it's going to be great.
So what do you think? I think we're out of time.
We
Uh,
are indeed.
it's been great for us to share all this with you. We hope you return next week. We hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And turn on notifications so you'll know whenever we come out with a new episode. How often do you think we're going to come out with a new episode, Jeff?
Hopefully, at least once a week. It's hard to
Once a
do,
week.
but
It's a
especially
team.
with all the technology that we have to get ready. But we're
Right,
going to
we
try.
actually building an party event while
Yeah.
this is going on. So it's going to be nuts. So until we meet again, this has been Theme Park at Home.